This is why it's a technical test. This is why it's a technical test. Hello, everybody. Wait a second. I'm going to bring that one in. Okay, there we go. Now you should be able to hear everybody in chat. Demetrius, Janet, Till, how you guys doing?
Hello.
There we go. Okay, so this is definitely not the layout. You're not seeing this layout. Don't look at this layout. This is just the technical test. We needed to make sure that we could stream to everywhere that we needed to stream. And no sound. I missed this. Wait, what? Have you got sound back now? Please tell me you've got sound back now. I hope everyone's got sound. Okay, so like I said, this is really
you have sound,
technical.
Guy. You're fine.
Is it right?
This is
right?
technically a technical.
There we go. Okay, enable dark mode. There is no dark mode. Well, Till has dark mode, but we don't have dark mode. We're not.
Dark
cool
mode
kids.
is what Janet has in her soul.
It's true. Dark mode and dinosaurs.
There we are. Okay, lovely. All right, so everybody, thank you for joining us. This is not going to last for long. I don't know what Till just did. Something just flashed grey, or was it just me?
No, I was clicking around in OBS. Sorry.
Oh, lordy. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord.
Okay, so has the newsletter gone out yet?
No, I'm still waiting on verification by that company I'm not going to name because I'm getting really upset.
Yes, so the newsletter hasn't yet gone out in terms of your homework, if you wanted to do homework for this particular convention, which does make the Q&A session of today very short because there won't be any Qs or As based on the fact that that homework hasn't yet gone out.
I think we can give them the homework. We can tell them what we will be expecting from them. Like we can actually
Absolutely.
tell them if they're here.
Yes, correct. I wish I had a slide. I should have prepared a slide for this, but
It's okay, guys.
We can just tell them and we could copy it.
Just to clarify, guys, so you know what's happening in here and why everybody is stressed. Right now, Guy, from his single little machine there, I mean, not little, I don't know how little it is, he is streaming in 3 YouTube channels and 3 Twitch channels at the same time.
It's ultimate power.
Exactly. And we are all streaming within Guy's computer and it comes out. So that's what we're testing now because that's going to be seen during the stream on the Saturday and the Sunday of CoW.
The Saturday next week.
Yeah.
yes.
When I
correct.
say it like that, it sounds so soon. It sounds so soon, people.
Yeah.
So very soon.
We
It
were
really
going
does.
through the calendar today, and Janet said, yes, and this week we have nothing on Saturday, and then next week we have CoW. I was like, what now?
Exactly. Okay, so I'm actually just making a slide very quickly with all of the homework on it because there's quite a lot to do. Now,
As we speak.
yes, as we speak, I think the important thing to bear in mind is that this is not compulsory to be done. I mean, we all agree on that, right? It's not compulsory to be done.
Yeah, of course. I mean, unless they want to share and then get feedback on their work, there is no reason. Actually, no, not even that. No, the homework will just make things faster for them during the day, but nothing is compulsory.
Yeah. It's a nice creative exercise. It should be really helpful.
To get you warmed up.
Yeah, get you warmed up, get you worked out. Yeah, if you don't have time or you look at it and you don't feel inspired, then no, you don't have to do it. But if you have questions about any of it, once Guy has it up, well, hey, we're all here. You could ask us right now.
And if you
I
have any
can't
other
get
questions,
it up. He needs a pill. Wait.
Where's that blue anvil?
Oh God, I was selecting the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm trying to make it legible. All right.
so if you have any other questions about the whole building, about the map making, about the whole Danville, about Dungeon Folk, about Guy, his cat, his spiel, or his lack of,
Daisho Chikara says 5 minutes to blue anvil. Guys, we made it 5 minutes before we said something
Good.
obscene. I'm proud of us.
Okay. All right. Wait. No. Not ready yet. Almost.
No worries, Guy. Don't hurry yourself. It's all fine. Folks, if you would like to ask questions, you can write capital letters question. We have Secondhand Samurai over on Discord. On Discord, what am I even saying with my face words? Over on the World Anvil Twitch and YouTube, who will be getting those questions to us. And I'm sure the
Well,
other folks
I'll
will
ask
bring
the
their
questions out because
as
I've
well.
got them open in front of me as well.
So Guy can be the master
Yes.
of questions.
So the slide is ready. We just won't see your beautiful faces. We'll just hear your beautiful answers. And for folks, if you're looking at the various labels all over the place, those are placeholders for pieces of information that will go there at the appropriate time. Okay, so yes, Secondhand Samurai, please write the word question in caps lock. I'm actually going to put that into chat. It will repeat, so please bear with us, folks.
So as Guy is doing what he's doing, we have a question here from Nicholas Morrow, which is, how do you construct a horror one-shot? My answer to you, Nicholas, is come here at the end of the month during CowCon, because this is exactly what I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, we're going to be covering all the answers to that question.
Yes.
In the convention, that's what it's all about.
In 16 hours worth of content.
Exactly.
So
it's how you put together adventures. It's how you put together one-shots. So yeah, come get your question answered Saturday next. Exactly where you are.
That's right. Okay, I have the slide ready.
show us, John.
Show us.
Ta-da! Why does it look so terrible?
Beautiful.
What? Really? It looks very blurry on my side. How does it look on your guys' side?
It is
it's
quite
a bit
blurry.
It's a little bit
Oh,
blurry.
I know why. Okay. False alarm. There wasn't a slide. Don't look at it.
No, don't look directly at it. No.
Don't look
Turn
directly
your
at
It will
eyes.
turn you to blood.
Yes. No, I know why.
That makes sense.
It's not as smart as I'd hoped it to be, and I'm not as
pathetic.
smart as I'd like to be neither. So together we don't make a very good team. Let's do.
Are you saying it's not very sharp, Guy?
That guy named Chase asks, how do you keep teenage players interested in your campaign?
Make it personal.
Make it personal. That's a good answer. Yeah, I mean, Guy is the master of the answer, but yes, make it personal. Make it about the characters. Make it about their backgrounds. Make it about the personal goals. And depending on the age of the teenagers, you can add other spicy things that will make them more interested.
Yeah, there is a reason that YA fiction focuses on teenage protagonists with huge amounts of
Angst?
agency. Sometimes angst, yes, but they have huge amounts of agency. If you look at YA fiction, it's always about teenagers change the world. God, those adults are useless. They can't do anything. They're just falling over their own bureaucracy. But the teenagers are the ones who know what's going on. There's a
That is
reason. for
YA,
that.
pretty much.
Exactly, that's
in,
YA.
In the same
and
sentence.
personal relationships, and they get really emotionally invested. And that's the two pillars, really, of all YA fiction. And I think if you're running a campaign for teenagers, you can learn a lot from looking at how YA fiction is constructed.
There you go. Absolutely. Okay, so the slide should now be ready, and it should now work. Boom. There we are. That's cleaner. That looks better.
It's so shiny! You
Yeah.
did so great!
It's
So,
slightly-
Guy, why don't you get us through your first?
Okay, yes. So, in order to participate in my section, if you want to submit something, is you go on over to our website, www.greatgamemaster.com, and you will find a section called the Great Library. Within that, you will find PDFs that you can download, and that PDF is labeled CowCon. I will be releasing a video tomorrow with all of this information repeated, so you can find that. But it is on our website. Once you've got that PDF, put it aside, forget about it, don't worry about it, don't panic. It's not needed until the actual event. It won't make sense until the event either, by the way. So there we are. But you do then need to think about 5 things, groups of 5. So it's 5 ways for PCs to die. You have to think about 5 ways of how you would kill PCs. That's right. How would the PCs die?
Only 5?
Well, you could have more if you like, but you really only need 5. 5 ways for PCs to die. 5 magic items. Now, do not make the mistake of trying to link these things together at the moment. The 5 magic items do not need to be involved in any shape, form, or way with how those PCs are going to die. You need to think of 5 monsters, 5 traps, and 5 locations. Again, the less they have to do with each other, the better. So that's your goal. Very, very easy, and off you go. And I hope that makes sense. Wait, what? Guy did the ritual. What ritual?
What did you summon again, Guy?
Did I summon?
Don't know.
No? Okay. Anyway, all right. So that's what you need to do in terms of to do my stuff. And Evan Arix, thank you for the compliment. So there we go. That's me. Demetrius and Janet are up next.
I like Janel.
Janel.
Okay.
Janel is good too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Janel.
Janel.
Do you remember
Channel,
there was that?
channel.
Do you remember that craze where it was? What was it? Brangelina. It was
Oh
Brad
yeah,
and
when
Ange-
they're shipping people, yeah.
It was like the power couple.
Yeah, Dimijana.
So it would be Jan Mitri
Jan.
or Dimit.
Dimit.
I like Dimit because it sounds like damn it, Dimit.
Damn it, Janet.
Okay, but let's say something sensible for 2 minutes.
I would like with that.
If you want to prepare for the great Game Masters, what am I saying? The
Circle
Circle
of
of
Gold
World Builders
Builders.
Game Masters Workshop. No, Masterclass. Masterclass. Who's running this show? Is this my bicycle? Are these my feet? For World Anvil, there are a couple of bits and bobs you can prepare that will make life easier. The first thing is go to www.worldanvil.com or just type World Anvil into Google and you'll find us and create a free account. It's really easy. Follow the path that says Game Master on it and you'll be all set up. There are a bunch of videos on there that take you through. There's also a help blog. So there's help abounding for how to use it. And if you get stuck, you can go to our Discord as well, where you can get support. But yeah, create a free account, play around. That's all you really need to do. If you want to do even more,
You need to find out about a town name, any town name. I mean, you can make it genre specific if you want to, but you don't really not have to. Just find the town name. Create 10 NPC names,
Yeah.
probably related to the same culture, more or less. Just have like, some consistency, whatever you want it to be. And also create a tavern name.
tavern names. Tavern names are a great way of conveying things to your players. If you call your tavern the Grizzly Bucket, it's a very different tavern than if you call it the Happy Fairy. Yeah, you can get really creative with a tavern name, and because they are things created by people, if you see what I mean, rather than created by cultures, they are from the imagination of people. You can go really far with them if you want.
Did you know that, historically speaking,
Yeah.
a tavern name in a city or a town is probably linked with myths and legends that come from the town or for events that happen in the town. So, for example, we have things like the King's Arms or something like that. That means at some point the king stayed or passed through the city, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it's related to geography within the
Anyway,
city.
we're taking over.
We
the,
could talk about that a lot.
Sorry.
But we won't.
Teal!
We're obsessed with world building. Who knew?
Shall I continue? Well,
Yes.
it's a very, very, very complicated procedure. So I hope you have your pens ready. You need to write that down. To prep, you need to create a free Dungeon Fog account and have fun exploring. That's all you need to do.
She shames us.
I don't know. What was step number 1?
You need to name a town called Dimitranet. And step 2, well, that's all you need
Dino
to do.
bananas.
Yeah. No, all you need to do is, I will walk you through everything that's necessary in the workshop. All you need to do is, if you want to get accustomed to the software, create a free account, watch some of my tutorial videos that you can find on YouTube, and just have fun exploring. I will take over on Saturday then.
There you go. So for anybody who's currently new to this particular stream or to this entire setup, is on May 30th and 31st, we'll be running a masterclass called the Circle of World Builders. And that is the logo behind us, by the way, the Circle of World Builders logo. I think if I actually go to this screen. No,
Your
not that
screen alone, Guy, will
This
be the
screen.
best one to show.
This screen will show you. So that's the Circle of World Builders in the very center there. Let's get that.
It's a C with an O in it, with a W in it. Because somebody asked what is the W, and it's like the new World Anvil logo. And said, no, it has nothing to do with walls. Actually, it does, but not World Anvil.
It's not World Anvil,
Yes.
it's CoW.
It's
Moo.
cow. All right, so that's what's going to be happening. It is free to attend. There's absolutely no cost whatsoever, aside from you showing up and hopefully giving us some intelligent conversation and questions and bringing your adventures and that sort of thing. So Saturday, we've got lined up a great bunch of people. We're going to be doing some really, really cool stuff. What excites you, Till, about Saturday?
Well, Honestly, I think it's going to be a challenge to make a workshop about map making and dungeon fog in 40 minutes or 50 minutes and not going over time. I think that's the biggest challenge for Saturday. But I'm looking forward to it because I have run a few workshops now and it has always been great fun. So I can't wait to do that on Saturday.
Do people need to be super advanced in dungeon fog usage in order to benefit?
No, they don't. It's a rather simple software to learn, so it's not very complicated. And B, I will walk you through step by step.
Janet, Demetrius, what are you guys looking forward to on Saturday, the 30th of May?
I'm looking forward into not being asleep during the last stream that we'll all be doing crazy things.
I'm so excited. Can I tell them about the last thing that happened?
Absolutely.
So, essentially, the premise of day one is that we'll be, because all of us are experts in our field, basically. Guy is an expert game master. We are experts in world building. Till is an expert in map making and thinking about how maps should look. And so we're all going to take you through those bits of our specialism in your game master's journey. But then at the end of the evening, we're going to have a section called Cows Gone Wild, which I cannot wait for, when we're all going to be sort of doing these things for ourselves all together in this sort of amazing chaos session. And we're going to bring together an adventure out of it. And it's going to be super cool. I cannot wait for it. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Don't steal my answer.
I'm sorry.
Find your own thing.
I'm dreading trying to explain agile world building in 50 minutes, but it's going to be good fun. It's not a complicated premise, but getting it delivered and then showing you guys how it works in practice. It's going to be tight, but we're going to make it happen.
Demetrius?
I responded.
I grabbed it.
Not only she took over my answer, now I have to reclaim the answer.
I took it over and I rode it to victory.
No words. No words.
So let me then ask you, Demetrius, what are you excited about for day 2?
Oh, for day 2, in fact, I have to admit, I am excited about our workshop. Because on day 2, I will be seeing everything that the guys have done after we gave them the brief during the end of the day from the first day. And then I would like to see what the people come up with, which is always very exciting because people do not come up with the things that you're expecting them to come up. And then I will also try to give them some feedback with Janet about how to make the campaign truly unique for their players by using some of the very advanced functionality of Oldandle.
Right. Yes. So day 2 is not us talking for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours on how to do really cool stuff. It is us taking what you have done. So we've got some cool people lined up to help you do that as well, because the stream runs for 7 hours or so, give or take, I think, and then it comes to an end. And we've got some really, really cool streamers lined up who will be taking you through that homework as well. And then you submit that to us. And then we will review it on day 2, and we'll look at it and say, okay, well, this is a good point, this is a weak point, this is a... Till, you've got Kaora coming in to help you look at maps.
Yes, I fought hard to get Kaora in my workshop.
You did.
And yeah, I stole it from you. So Kaora will be my workshop. We will review the maps that you have submitted as homework. We will pick, hopefully, one of those maps and rework it or add the final touch to it. And while I am doing this, Kaora is going to talk about how can you refine maps? What is he doing when he's building battle maps? And I will try to do everything that he throws at me and put that in the map.
There you go. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun. It really is going to be a lot of fun, and you need to sign up for this. And the only reason why you need to sign up for it is that we know sort of what to expect. And there's a bit of a challenge going on. It's a subtle one as well, of what happens when we reach 2,000 people signed up. Now, I don't know what the final count is at the moment. Does anyone know what it stands at the moment?
I can tell you if you would like to.
Yes, please.
I just send another.
Can you skim it a bit, please?
Dieu.
It is 14. No, I'm kidding. It's 1,386.
1,386. Okay, so
we are 700 people away from me getting completely bald and Kaora getting blue-haired.
and me. Yeah.
What are you doing, Guy?
I have to do an entire live stream wearing the wig that I wore on the D&D live show, and pretending to be the mother of a very lovable, if slightly crazy, mermaid paladin.
I love that character.
I don't know. And I think Bob Ross is going to have to make an appearance.
Yeah, there have been questions in our chat.
Yeah.
What's Till gonna do?
What's Till going to do?
What's Till gonna do, Till?
When I visited you back in London, if you remember, I said that I'm going to shoot a short video with me and Mark, where I am Bob Ross, and he has to talk to me as if I were Bob Ross. So I think this is the perfect situation for that. So if we reach the 2,000, I will dress up as Bob Ross, and Mark will have to, Kiara will have to, well, run the full workshop with Bob Ross trying to make a map.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Janet, can we expect anything from you to celebrate 2000?
I thought you'd forgotten about me.
If your husband's going hairless.
I honestly, I thought you'd forgotten about me altogether. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let me know.
Well, if your husband's getting bald.
No.
I am not.
No. That's not happening.
Oh dear,
I need this. I need this for reasons.
I prefer to shave other things if my wife wanted to shave your head.
Oh dear. Yeah, so okay. Well, we'll figure something out. Come up with something, I'm sure. Right, so I'm just looking at some of the questions and things coming through. Dennis Perry says, when the title says Masterclass, is that the learning program that is always running commercials on YouTube? No.
No.
Definitely not. So we're not part of that. That is actually called Masterclass, I think, but that's just Masterclass. You know, that's Steve Martin doing comedy and Danny Elfman doing music. Just really, really great people doing Masterclass. It isn't affiliated with that at all, but it is the same idea. It's going to be us as thought leaders in our spaces, giving you as much information as we can. But unlike those masterclasses, which are pre-recorded and then non-interactive, for those 2 days, May 30th, May 31st, you'll be able to ask questions to us directly. And we have factored in, we've got the entire program timed out, and we have factored in not a majority, but a significant portion just for questions and answers. So that will be questions and answers very specifically. Yeah, and it will be in each of our fields. And hopefully the main goal is that at the end of each day is you can sit back and say, okay, I've got all of these resources that are making my life easier and my stories and games better. How I use them now and when I use them is now up to me, but at least now I know how to use them and I know how to get as much out of them as possible. So that's kind of where we're going with that. Good grief. Tiefwasserstadt der Wunder says, I'm not entirely, I completely destroyed that one. Do maps and homework have to be sent in order to participate? So you can, sorry, I'm talking too much. I'm just doing what I normally do. Someone else can answer that.
It's okay.
Well, I can tell you that if you are signed up to the newsletter only, you will have a chance to send your stuff in. That's really important, guys, because we'll be sending the form out to the newsletter email list, right? That's not us being mean, but we have to send it somewhere. So we will be sending that form out to the newsletter list. What that means is that if you're not on the newsletter, you will not have a chance to participate, you'll not have a chance to send your things in, your work in to be potentially critiqued. But yeah, if you are, then you will get a link to a form, and it will be explained there very clearly how to take part. That involves linking in URLs and sending documents, essentially. It's very, very straightforward, simple internet stuff. But again, You need to be on that newsletter list. If you go to circleofworldbuilders.com, you can add yourself right now, and then you will have a chance to submit your work. And then Dimitri will shave his head.
I was about to say, you really want me to shave my head, apparently.
I think also importantly to add to that is that in order to watch or ask questions during the 2 days, you don't have to do anything, just show up. You can ask freely, as you are doing right now. That's exactly how it will be working. It will be running on all of these channels during the day. You can jump in as often and stay with us the whole day, or just come in for the chats that you want. But if you want to submit stuff, then yes, you need to be part of that newsletter. You also don't have to submit stuff. So you are welcome to come and watch, listen. We will be giving out that homework, as I said. I mean, we call it homework, but it isn't actually. It's a personal growth opportunity for you to stretch your wings.
It is a way to take what you've learned from the first day and apply it, in fact, in a way that we can give you feedback to make it even better. That is the idea behind it. It's not like you have to, be, you're gonna be take
no one's going to be graded.
Yes, you're not graded. Yeah,
it's just so we can see it and give you feedback.
There you go.
Well, say that for yourself. I'm going to grade you, and
Red
you're going.
pen.
Yeah.
Will Keymaster says, will these be available afterwards? Yes, for 14 days on Twitch channels, and then on all of our YouTube channels. So that's on Dungeon Fog, World Anvil, and Great GM. They will all be available as videos. Initially, it will probably just be as the giant bulk 6-hour stream, and then we will cut them up into the very specific groups so that you can then watch just exactly what you want to watch. So they will be available afterwards. Obviously, you won't be able to interact at that point. Okay, so let's see. Any other questions coming up? We need to finish up soon because World Anvil, you guys have got a stream coming up, and then I've got a stream coming up after you. Actually.
No, we don't have a stream.
Isn't it Tuesday?
It is Tuesday.
But this is our stream.
This is our Q&A. We booked an hour earlier, so we wouldn't be streaming forever.
I see. Okay. Then I have a stream coming up in an hour and 10 minutes after this. So there we are. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm just looking. I don't see any there.
We had an interesting question before, Guy.
Yes.
So there was a guy I cannot find right now.
Steve Martin says, do you get a confirmation email when you sign up? No, you don't.
Yeah,
no.
that was the one I wanted to ask.
I think you go to a page, but you don't get confirmation email.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
there was an actually question that I wanted you to answer, Guy, or give us the idea as well. I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked, how do you treat it and how do you cope with players that when they are on the table open up their phones and they get stuck on their phones?
Exactly the same way that Game Master's Vault treats it. I saw him in the chat somewhere. Everybody puts their phones into a box when they walk into the room, and they don't get them out of the box until the end of the session. If they feel that there is an emergency that will end their lives, they can keep their phones next to them. But if they end up on their phones, then the phone goes in the box. I know lots of people say, oh, but I got my D&D Beyond character on my phone. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. But if you mention a meme or something on Facebook, your phone privileges are removed.
And then you have to learn your character by heart.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. I mean, I know it sounds awfully dark and vicious and savage, but that's you got to draw a line somewhere, and some people just don't get it. Lara Lee Nelson says, I'd like to drop in, but don't really do RPG. Should I register for this?
That's a good question.
We're going to be talking about world building, and agile world building is useful for writers as well. I would say it's very much the method I use. It's all about building what you need when you need it, rather than front loading your world building and never actually doing the thing, whether the thing is writing a book or, creating an RPG campaign. So I would say our talk, at least, should be useful for both writers and RPGers.
Yeah.
And I think map making is, although the maps are battle maps, maps are still useful.
Yeah, they are, but to be honest, if you're not RPGing, then I think if you have the time, sit back, watch it. I think it's going to be fun watching me and Mark on the second day, or just listening to how to create maps. But it's RPG related. So if that's not up to you, I'm not going to be mad at you if you're not in my class.
There you are. And those that scheduling will be available. Is it not yet on the website? I thought it might be. Or anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll put it up on the website as soon as we can.
It's coming.
As well as the list of prep items. I see there Kahunatha Elder says we have a list of prep items. Can those be posted onto the CoW page? Yeah, absolutely. They are part of the newsletter, but like we said, we sent out the newsletter on Friday yesterday, and then the software said no.
Yeah.
Software said moo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I clicked on send on Friday, and then it told me it needs 1 workday to get validated. Now that was yesterday, and I still haven't. But I just, as the stream started, I just wrote another email to them and said, "Hey, come on, do something."
Was
So
it
I
a friendly
assume-
mail or an angry mail?
It was my urgent but still polite email, which will be followed by my angry email tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I
absolutely.
assume that they might. It's time zone related. I think they might have that fixed tonight, and so it should be out tomorrow.
Okay. Have you guys started on your Discord servers yet? The CoW channel.
We will be adding our CoW channel a week in advance. That's what we had. But
In fact,
essentially,
actually, they have the homework now.
yes,
maybe
if
we
they
can
have the
add it now.
homework, we can add the channel. Yeah.
The
So
prep stuff.
we will have a channel tomorrow morning, so you can start getting that. Watcher is asking, does it matter which stream you watch the masterclass? For example, by Guy or Y,
World
WA,
Apple or Dungeon Fall.
or the I don't. It doesn't, right? Whenever you feel, yeah, there will be more chatter and possibly, but wherever you feel comfortable and you like the people's.
It might be easiest to do questions on the channel that is currently active. So when Dungeon Fog is doing their
No, because you'll be able to see all the channels at the same time anyway.
that's true.
So it's gonna be fine. Whenever you feel comfortable, guys. It's not even a question about that.
That's it. I'll be monitoring the entire day anyway, as Secondhand Samurai points out there. But yes, it doesn't matter. I think the exact answer is what you were saying to me, but also find the group that you like to hang out with.
Yeah.
Because I think I know lots of people watch all of our streams together, but sometimes there's a different buzz on YouTube so you can jump into those.
But again, you can actually go and say hi and make new friends.
Make
you know?
new friends, people. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's an option. I
Says
don't
Guy
think-
the introvert.
Well, I don't think Till's going to be
People,
making
not
any.
the people.
New people.
Yeah,
No,
and
that's fine.
if
Yeah.
you have just
sure.
joined us, please don't panic. This is just a technical test and mild question and answer type of situation. We are streaming this to 3 YouTube channels and 3 Twitch channels simultaneously. So we needed to just make sure the technology was up to par to do
And I have to admit, Restream did quite well.
Yes, it's doing surprisingly well. So, and I'm glad that it's collating everything together. I can see some great names in the chat. Well, certainly names that I recognise. I haven't seen in a while, so good to see them all here. Yeah, I don't see any other questions. So, there is a question here, but it's more of a technical for Dungeon Fog. Lizy M says, do you plan on making Dungeon Fog app that's more compatible with tablets? Less powerful.
All right. So as long as tablets are not the most performant thing to work with RAM and GPU, no. Drawing on a tablet, well, it depends on what tablet you're talking about. If you're talking about an Android tablet or if you're talking about an iPad.
Well, it's talking about less powerful tablets, so anything Apple's ever made.
Oh, Apple burn.
So
Which is
having
not true.
a viewer where your players just see the Fog of War version, that's absolutely fine. That's actually planned for days. But having something where you can draw is again, that would be like having Photoshop on your tablet. And that's not working rather well with Photoshop right now. So maybe in the future, but not in the near future.
I don't know if you know that, guys, but there is an amazing piece of software and hardware that allows you to use your tablet in order to stream as one more screen for your computer. It works definitely for Mac. It's called Luna, and I'm using it when I'm drawing, because I'm drawing on my my Pro tablet, which is an Apple tablet, and in fact, it's treating it as a secondary screen for my computer, which is pretty cool. And that you can use, in fact, to work with your tablet, because actually it's over Wi-Fi as well, so you can actually be sitting in the chair and doing dungeon fog essentially.
There you go. There you go. Squishy.
Squivishy squid.
Yes, thank you. Squishy Squid says, so you are all streaming in parallel. Can't I watch all the streams? Yes, you can. If you've got lots of bandwidth, you can open up all the Twitch channels and all the YouTube channels.
Oh, the streams!
But as we said before, find the one that's got the most rowdy bunch or the quietest bunch. I mean,
but we're
All
not
the
streaming.
ducks.
We're not streaming parallel. It's not that while World Anvil is running their session, I'm running
Right,
my
yes.
session.
Yeah,
That is in succession. We're
Yes.
just streaming the whole 2-day event,
All
to
three of
all
us.
the channels.
correct.
So if you prefer to stay on the World Anvil channel or the Dungeon Fog channel or the Great GM channel, you see all the lessons and all the classes. They are in succession. They're not parallel.
That's absolutely right. Good point on that one. Yes, absolutely. I hope that makes more sense to you, Squishy Squid. So you can see everything. You just choose your channel on which to watch it. I'm just looking for questions.
Mellow Plays asks.
Yes.
I'm sorry if you already answered this, but the workshops, will they be the same on Saturday and Sunday?
No.
No. Sunday is a continuation of Saturday. So on Saturday, we set you up with some good basic principles in each of our disciplines. And then we give you something that you can do. And if you want to, if you're part of the newsletter, you can then submit that. And on Sunday, we'll be giving you a little bit more information, and we'll also be giving you feedback on what you've submitted to us. So
But-
Sunday is a follow-on to Saturday.
But I would like to say that this is not to say that you cannot actually, for example, if you cannot be here on Saturday,
Yeah.
you will not be getting information on Sunday.
Exactly.
It will still be very useful because we will be giving new information, and you will be learning from the feedback we will be giving to the people that did submit coursework essentially during from the first day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can also check out the VODs. So if you can't make Saturday, you can always catch up with that information later or early in the morning.
Yes. And there will be people, in fact, streaming the process of going through doing their homework from all of us. We know for a fact going to have the guys from Ethnis that will be trying to do the same thing right after we finish our stream on Saturday, and then in the morning as well on Sunday as well.
Correct. Never Cross the Streams has been definitely mentioned multiple times.
But why?
So we won't cross the streams.
Because then a goddess comes out of a portal and kills you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Will replays be available after the original weekend? Yes, absolutely right, Greg. They will be, but they will only be available after the weekend on YouTube. So find our YouTubes. It will be blasted out throughout the entire event. But also head on over to this website, Circle of World Builders. Why didn't it pace? Oh my God, that's the wrong thing. Oh, it's broken now. It's just over. I'm leaving.
Things everywhere.
Yes, head on over to circleofworldbuilders.com and you can sign up for the newsletter, and then it will also tell you exactly where to find the videos once they are released after the live stream. I think that's pretty much it for us. This, like I said, was just a technical test. The main event is happening 30th, 31 May.
31 May.
31 May.
31 May. Yeah, what's wrong with 31 May? No, May 31? 31 May? Anyway, it will be happening. Watcher 2417 is desperate to ask this question, so I will throw it out there for a very, 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 very brief answer. How will Dungeon Fog deal with the new API from World Anvil?
Well, there are already plans about that, a lot of them, but I think they will be discussed when we're ready. There will definitely be a lot of integration between us. That's not even a
There's going to be
question.
much happiness.
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 I like the
Happiness.
happiness idea.
Joy and happiness.
There we go. There we go.
I'm sorry, Guy.
It's fine. It's fine. Logan Fehler says, just joined. So what will the CoW Masterclass be? I think we actually haven't even handled that yet in terms of what each of us are talking about. I think you very briefly discussed something that you were doing on Saturday, but shall we just quickly go through what exactly it is that we will be talking about?
Do it.
All right. So, Till, don't you want to start? What are you going to be talking about on Saturday?
Right. Let me try to remember. No. So the thing is, what we're doing is we're doing basic map building. I honestly, I don't want to spoil anything because we have some pretty cool surprises prepped for that. So I'm not going to say anything about that yet. It's called, I'm having it here right now, Ultimate Battle Maps by Dungeon Fog, which just means that we will look at the Dungeon Fog interface, working through each and everything can be used there. I'm going to use the 5-room concept by John Ford. I will talk a little bit about that, explain you how this concept works and how it can be incorporated into creating a battle map that is engaging for your players. And while I do that, I will build this map and will answer questions when you say something like, hey, stop, how did you do that? And I would say, oh yeah, right, you need to press the shift key. And that's basically how we're going through day one.
Well,
there we go.
From our side, we'll be grabbing what Guy was doing, more or less, and then we'll be putting bones and essentially flesh to the ideas that Guy will be discussing with you.
You make it sound very sticky.
It is sticky. It's called Dunville. It's always sticky. It's part of the
You're gonna scare people.
of the experience. Sticky is good. Tell me of one thing that the sticky is not good, like cake, chocolate,
trees.
Anyway.
It's not sticky, it's oily. Anyway, so
So we will be talking about agile world building, which is a method of world building that is not top down, it is not bottom up. It is essentially designed specifically for game masters, although as I mentioned, it works for writers as well, to design only what you need, only when you need it, so you don't end up building something and trying to push the players towards it, or having the players run off in the other direction and you're trying to catch them with your world building, right? Like any game master has experienced those two things. So this is a method for how to prevent that. And
at the same time, we will be giving you an example of how this is done very quickly. In 40 minutes, it will be like flashbang. Boom, boom.
Yeah, so a little bit of concept, a little bit of practice, some questions.
There you go. There you go. We've got a special guest. Did we announce a special guest?
We did not.
Announced a special guest.
We haven't really announced a special guest.
I was leaving it for you.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're going to be talking about how to design encounters. Really cool talk on encounter design. So, yeah, the general idea is I will be talking about how to create an adventure using all of the different techniques that I have spoken about on my YouTube channel over the last 4 years or so. So we're going to try and convert 400 videos into 40 minutes. It should be easy. Anyway, we'll be putting together an adventure based on those 5 various bits and pieces that I've asked you to do as prep work. So you will be able to sit there with your 5 things whilst I'm going through that, going, oh, we could do it this way, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that. Anyway, and we will design that adventure, and then we will take that adventure, we will scrumple it up, we will throw it at World Anvil. It will be sticky. They will catch it, and then do their magic with it, turning it into something beautiful and wonderful. If you haven't been watching our streams called Hello World on Saturday evenings, then, well, if you haven't been watching them, then you don't know what you're missing.
True.
So you should probably watch them. Anyway, so that's what's going to happen. And then the encounter guys are going to take that adventure that we've designed in the morning. They will then turn it into, they will choose some encounters from that, design some cool encounters, work out how to make them balanced and really exciting and different from what we'd normally expect. That then goes to Dungeon Fog. Dungeon Fog then takes them and makes it beautiful once again. and completes the journey that you would normally go on when you're preparing for a game. So that's the Saturday. I think that's and then after that we get together, all of us get together, including you, and we design this. It's called Cows Gone Mad, and we just
Wild.
wild.
Cows Gone Wild.
I'm the mad one. Anyway.
Ooh.
So yes, that's what we will be doing on Saturday, and then Sunday is workshops, which is feedback from what you have given us, and we will look at that and take that. Now, I do think something that's very important to point out very quickly is that on Sunday, you guys have to submit work to us, and it's all outlined on the website how you do that. We probably won't be able to go through everybody's submission, because if there are already 1,300 people signed up, if 10% of you send through, that's like 600 people. I mean, it's a lot, right? You can see why I'm the storyteller and I'm not the technical person in the slightest. Did you see the reactions?
How did you
see
come
the
from
reactions?
1,300 by 10%, which is to 600? That's like, okay.
This is one of the
Storyteller math.
lessons that you'll be learning in my course, is how to trigger your players to get a reaction out of them. Anyway, so
Especially the mathematicians.
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, so we might not be able to answer everybody's, but we'll certainly get there. We'll do the best that we can. I think that's it from everybody. Does Otter want to play a role in the streams? Doesn't Otter want to play a role in the streams? Says, oh my God, Watcher 2417. I just got that. Sorry. Doesn't Otter want to play a role in the streams? Yes, Otters want to play a role in the streams because Otters love streams. So there we go. Anyway, right, before we continue
Utterly
too well,
ridiculous.
it is utterly ridiculous.
Utterly ridiculous.
I don't think there's anything left for us to say. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we say thank you for being part of this technical test and proving that it works?
Can we say thank you so much for joining us? And if you want more of this, but with more information and less mime, come
Then don't come on the next beginning, because probably will be exactly the same. But yeah.
No, we'll be slightly more serious. We'll teach you things. But it should be a good laugh, guys. Come along. It'll be awesome. So yeah, don't miss it.
Till, anything from you?
No. I think I'm happy. I can't wait to see you all. I'm sorry. I had a very long day today. I think I'm now up for almost 14 hours, and I'm like,
Oh dear God.
Auf Wiedersehen. You go to bed. Well, you go home. Although I know you ordered pizza before this started, so I don't feel anything actually.
I hate you. All
Anyway,
the good
folks.
pizza places are closed in the UK right now.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, guys, thank you so very much for being part of the stream. And Ben Nicholson says, do we have to call you Mr. and Mrs. like at school? Good heavens, no. If you're like my school, you have to call me Sir.
Oh, yeah, that's
well,
right.
if you've been in Austria to school, you would have to call me Professor.
Is that right? Is it Professor? Well, Professor. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
You can call me Master and Commander. I'm fine with that.
Anyway, all right, folks, thanks so much. You guys have a great time. I will be streaming a little bit later on my regular channels. I'm building a prophecy for my one-on-one game, which I realized that the game is tomorrow night and I haven't written the bloody thing, so I need to get it out there. And I thought, well, I might as well do it with some company. We'll be designing a prophecy for a 26-session game, which will be running tomorrow, so you can join me for that. Otherwise, yes, we'll be raiding Kaora, I think he is currently streaming. I actually can't do that. We have to do that manually each.
Yes,
I
everybody go
can't actually do that
/
from
Kaora.
here. That's me tonight. Tomorrow night I've got my one-on-one. You guys have got something. Janet, have you got something tomorrow night?
On Thursday night, we are going live as pirates. Arr! On Friday, we have a video coming out. On Saturday, we are talking history with Adamal for the history challenge that we're running right now. And that brings us to Sunday and the drinking stream. I mean, community stream with a drinking game. It's good fun. Come join us. It's good fun.
And then next week, Dungeon Fog, you're live with your monthly update on Project Deos. So
Yes.
lots of things happening. Anyway, we'll see you all later. Those of you that want to raid Kaora, there we go. Go watch him. He's a fantastic fantasy cartographer and part of the Circle of World Builders, as a matter of fact. But yes, we will see you when we see you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.